On the standing desk like this, where the legs are made of two segments, it's not hard to imagine how those legs will actually work internally. But with this sort of setup, the legs can't extend more than double their shortest length. Less than that actually, because you still need some overlap of the segments. Which is why the fancier FlexiSpot desks use legs that are three segments, and they can extend more than double their shortest length. The stick is the shortest extension of the legs, but the longest is adding more than the whole length of the shortest extension. And that allows the fancy FlexiSpot desks to go both lower and higher than the simpler ones. From previously taking one of these apart, it's clear there's some kind of screw inside that does the telescoping motion. But if it more than doubles in length with a third segment in between, there's no way that one screw can reach the bottom segment that comes all the way out. And I had previously speculated that there must be some kind of a screw inside of a screw to make that work, but I refrained from grinding open the crimps to actually get at it because that ruins the desk, so I couldn't show how it actually works. But look what I got here, another FlexiSpot standing desk frame, and I'll destroy this one to see what's inside. So this video is sponsored by FlexiSpot, and they're okay with me destroying it to show you how it works. The packaging for these things is really kind of a 3D puzzle in reverse. And this is one of the leg pieces that I'm actually after. This is the motor with a worm gear, and it turns the screw inside the leg. There we go. This was different on the last one I took apart. I think I need to push all 8 of these things in to get that plastic sleeve out. So there's one screw, and I think that has to fit inside of another screw. There's the actuator in here. So this is different from the last one I opened up, because on that one there was a square aluminum tubing around this, and that was crimped into these notches just like this part is crimped here. But clearly they did a slight cost cutting here, because this sleeve here is completely unnecessary, because all that stuff is safely protected inside the legs, so no dirt's going to get on there anyways. And this plastic sleeve now actually engages with those notches here, so this tube around it is completely unnecessary. And if this is held fixed, then both screws screw in and out at the same time. Now what I love about this is I can tell all the naysayers from my last video about how these legs work. See, it does work exactly how I said it would work, even though I couldn't actually see that big screw. Now while this screw turns, it turns this one as well, but it also slides in and out at the same time. So there has to be some kind of a barb or something at the end of this screw that slides and slots inside of this screw. And I got this far without doing anything irreversibly destructive, so let's see if I can open that up without wrecking it. There we go, there's the barb. And that slides in and out on keyways inside of this big hollow screw. So with that slight design change from the previous model, I was able to get this one apart without destroying it, so I figured I might as well put it back together so it can actually be a standing desk again. Now, why is this not moving now when I turn the screw? Oh, of course, without the screws in the bottom, the end of the actuator is just free to rotate. This part right here with the spring wound around it is a clever little brake. And if I'm pushing in this direction, it's actually quite easy to do because my pushing kind of unwinds that spring off of there a little bit and makes it looser. Whereas in this direction, it's really tight because my pushing on it actually winds it tighter. So when this thing is on here like this, it's fairly difficult to turn this way and easy to drive this way. And that's just to provide braking for going down, because I think with enough weight on the desk, there's a slight risk that the screw might backdrive itself and the desk might sink on its own. So it adds braking for lowering it because there's plenty of torque left for lowering. Whereas moving it up, there's almost no braking because the spring unwinds itself. So it's kind of a one-way brake. Got the leg I haven't messed with next to it, and now looking at the end, I've got this a little bit out of balance compared to the original leg in that this segment extends further when this one is here. So I need to fix that, and that means the screws of the actuator relative to each other are a little bit different, but I can fix that just by unscrewing that and winding the top one in and then screwing that one back on. And why not just use it to build a standing desk right now? Well, the thing is, we've already got 5 standing desks, and pretty much every desk we sit down at already is a standing desk, especially the one with a sewing machine on it, because you can work closely this way without having to hunch over it. And I'm glad I filmed the unboxing, because this way I was able to get the pieces back in the box. So I'm keeping this one in the box for now until I can think of another place where we could use a standing desk. And 'tis the season for online shopping, and with this video sponsored by FlexiSpot, of course there's promotionals happening. So see here, you can get free orders or a free drawer or a free keyboard tray with your standing desk, depending on when you order it. See here, and links in the video description.